Irish guy and... So it's April Fool's Day, right? So you're probably all expecting me to make some nonsensical joke, right? I mean, apparently this is the day where we all have free reign to lie. I mean, that's what you want from me, right? What, am I just supposed to sit here and pretend that I'm having a baby with Oprah Winfrey? Do you want me to say that I've just seen Russell Brand make love to a weedy bin? Am I supposed to tell you that I actually laughed at something anybody said on The Big Bang Theory? Well, alright, go on then. I mean, the World Cup draw is happening later today, and I cannot wait to do my early predictions. That's coming out tomorrow, so tune in to the greatest predictions in the world. But now, right then, let's steer into this April Fool's Day hype. Honestly, I hate this day. You can't take anything anybody says seriously because everyone is lying to you. Christ, well, even the BBC can just bring out a story about how a meteorite is heading straight towards your house and you can't do anything about it. You just sit there and watch as the media laughs at you as you cower underneath your car. And I can guarantee you, if you send in a letter of complaint, that's going straight in the bin and you'll be labelled as some humorless goat. Honestly, I hate this day with a blinding passion. So go on then, let me openly spend the next 10 minutes lying to you. I mean, that's what you all want, right? I'm going to act like the rest of the bird-brain media and just openly lie to you in this video. When I tell you about my oh-so-shocking first-hand encounters with one current footballer from every Premier League club. But here's the catch, okay? One of these encounters is actually true. And I want you all to pay attention, and in the comment section below I want you to tell me which story is the one nugget of truth amongst these fabricated lies, or should I say pranks. Christ above, this entire concept makes me want to stick my face in a fireplace. But go on then, comment down below the one club interaction that you think is actually true, and I will pick one correct winner at random and devote 45 seconds to praising you in my video on Monday. Christ above, I hate this day. Right, let's go. Arsenal, Emile Smith Rowe. Everyone loves Emile Smith Rowe, right? Oh my, what an exciting prospect this young kid is, right? I mean, Christ above, nobody really expected this guy to develop into a top-class footballer, did they? Because he looks a little bit like someone who eats about 7 bowls of Cookie Crisp cereal a day. I mean, honestly, how could any supermarket get away with feeding this to kids? Breakfast is supposed to be the most nutritional meal of the day, right? But this is just a blatant bowl of cookies. It's every dentist's worst nightmare. You might as well pour a bowl of sugar down your throat. I mean, Christ, if you eat this cereal on a regular basis, I promise you, doctors are going to be taking your foot before 40. But where was I? Oh yeah, the odds were stacked against this kid for making it, right? I mean, not only does he look like someone who should be competing in Minecraft tournaments in his mother's attic, but he also shares the same first name as Heskey. It doesn't really bode well when you're trying to break into the sport of football, right? So listen, Rowe seems like a brilliant player, but no, don't be fooled by his boyish charm and friendly joy to beef. I remember bumping into him at Marks and Spencer's on a Wednesday night last season, and I said,
"Oh, hi Emile, can I get a selfie?"
And he looked me dead in the eyes and chucked a large lump of phlegm at my feet. And to be fair, I realized in that moment I probably hadn't washed it about 6 weeks, and I'd just come from hugging a homeless dog. But still, I didn't ask for a sugary, milky slime of goo coating my toes. Honestly, what a horrific moment for all concerned. As to Villa Danny Ings. Danny Ings is another wonderful footballer, right? I mean, they say never meet your heroes. I mean, if you've got a poster of this man on your bedroom wall, then look away now, because Christ above, what I am about to tell you will shatter your illusions, maybe. I mean, 3 years ago, I was down my local pitch and putt. I mean, not with a golf club or any invitation to be there. Nah, I was raiding through the bins to find some leftover sandwiches. I mean, Christ, look at me. Do you think any golf course would ever agree to let me on their premises? Someone whose face looks like the underside of Hagrid's foot? But I digress. I was there, and yeah, tucking into some second-hand eggy breakfast roll, when who do I bump into? Yes, that's right, Danny Ings, coming out of the public toilet. I mean, I was immediately excited. Wow, that's England international Danny Ings. Yeah, I know that tattoos make him look like somebody who drinks whiskey out of a flask and stamps on pigeons down the local construction site. But no, this guy, arguably, in his peak, his finishing ability was bordering on world class. So imagine my disappointment when I see this man walking out of the toilet whilst making out with a cat. Yes, a full-on mangy alley cat. I mean, this guy's jaw was covered in wet, matted fur. Honestly, I have let the secret of Danny Ings out of the bag. I mean, Kurt Zuma might volley around cats like furry hacky sacks, but Ings, to him they are romantic conquests. I mean, is anyone believing that? Christ, well, I know what I'm doing here. I'm going too far. These aren't even semi-realistic. These aren't even a little believable. I mean, okay, I've got to blur the lines. I've got to come up with some actually realistic scenarios here, okay? No, obviously Ings didn't do anything with a cat. Or did he? Brentford Pontus Janssen. I once saw him strangling a ferret outside of Sainsbury's in Leeds. Brighton, Marco Cucarella. Alright, is everyone still here? Are you still putting up with this? Great, where were we? Oh yeah, 23-year-old Spanish right back Marco Cucarella. Well, I'm sorry, I visited Catalonia 3 years ago, and I got off the plane and saw this fella being mobbed by fans in the Barcelona airport. And how was he reacting to this? Was he signing autographs? Posing for selfies? No, he instantly elbowed a Spanish granny in the nose for picking up a bottle of vodka from the duty free and whacking it over the head of a small child. Burly Nick Pope. Alright then, what lie should I make up about Nick Pope then? I don't know, I was once down the local swimming pool in Burnley, and for some reason he was an off-duty lifeguard. I mean, this is many years ago, maybe going back to 2007. I mean, yeah, I realise he shares the same surname as arguably the most holiest man on the planet, but no, what I saw that day, it wasn't done. I was thrashing around in the deep end after immediately picking up cramp in my foot. I yelled,
Help, help, please, I'm drowning.
and what did a young Nick Pope do? Continue to sit on his iPhone watching the latest Avril Lavigne music video. I spent 7 minutes swallowing so much pool water that honestly I've still got chlorine in my nose. Honestly, Nick Pope is a teenager. He was ready to let me drown. Chelsea Teemo Burner. Teemo Burner is perceived as a great guy, right? He's just got his head down and worked hard. But anyway, 2 years ago, and I was waiting for my train at King's Cross, I popped into the local Wetherspoons across the road. And what do I see? Teemo Burner propped up at the bar, necking glass after glass of apple juice. I mean, I went up to him and tapped him on the shoulder. When he turned around, it was like looking into the eyes of a werewolf. I mean, it was just crystallized blue. It was almost like staring into the eyes of a vampire. Anyway, I asked him for a selfie, and he just put his finger on my lips and immediately beckoned for his personal bodyguard to nudge me out the door. Sorry, Teemo, I had a plate of black and white pudding on the way. I mean, what, was the waitress just gonna serve that to an empty table? What, you think he just owned the bar with their spoons? Now, to be fair, I had interrupted him surfing the internet on his phone. So what? Why were you so protective of your privacy? What, were you googling photo images for naked pigs? Were you watching a live feed of the Christmas special for Mrs. Brown Boys? Were you sending a WhatsApp message of your knob to Tubes? Honestly, what was going on? Crystal Palace, Jack Butland. I once saw him speeding in a Lamborghini. See, that's a believable run, right? Everton Andros Townsend. Good old Andros Townsend. Anyway, I remember this moment like it was yesterday. I was walking through Newcastle City Centre in April 2016. It was around 3:30 AM at night. And who do I see? Townsend getting kicked out of Top nightclub, being escorted out by a pair of bouncers. I mean, stupidly, I went over to say hello and congratulate him on a free kick he just scored against Crystal Palace. And, you know, to wish him good luck in his relegation battle. He proceeded to get sick on my feet. How to describe the sensation? Have you ever tried to cook ready brek in a shoe? It was like standing in that. Only the ready brek didn't smell like children's porridge. Nah, instead it stunk of vinegar, crisps, and stale sambuca. Thanks, Andros. Or not, because this might not have happened. I mean, honestly, get your answers in the comments. Leeds Liam Cooper. Oh, this one takes me back. Or does it? Because did it actually happen? Again, I could just be talking on my thigh. But let's give this one a bash then. Liam Cooper is a Scotland international centre half who captains a giant club like Leeds. But I remember this guy from his Chesterfield days. Honestly, I remember I was over on a school trip. Our geography teacher promised us a chance to watch his beloved Peterborough take on Chesterfield in the 2014 Football League Trophy Final against Chesterfield. Again, nobody really wanted to go. We'd have rather chewed on our actual armpits than agreed to get on a plane with somebody who looked and acted like Teabag off Prison Break. Our parents weren't even given consent forms. I mean, I'm pretty sure the teacher's pet Cody never actually got back on the plane. But anyway, after winning the final, I remember Cooper came over and thanked the fans. I mean, I held up my notepad begging for a signature. He instead grabs me by the arm and slices off a chunk of my skin. What do you mean you don't believe me? I still got the scar to this day. That story, it sounded semi-realistic to a point. But again, no. Look, I wasn't a schoolboy in 2014. I mean, if I was, God help me, I would probably need to invest in some face cream. Lester Ollie Paris. Yeah, good old Ollie Paris. 5 years ago, I stumbled into this guy in an airport in Madrid. I mean, I just smashed my face off a Spanish coffee table, and I'd smashed one of the front teeth out of my mouth. So yeah, I was walking around looking a little bit like a Texas hillbilly. Anyway, we got on the same Ryanair flight, and as we were leaving the aircraft after the plane had landed, I tapped him on the shoulder and said,
Hey, I don't say.
You know, as if I was the Irish Fonz. He looked at me a bit bewildered and alarmed, you know, as if Thugdad had just offered sweets to your son, and he sort of gave me a nervous smile before quickly shuffling himself off the plane at quite an alarming speed. I mean, no doubt to quickly disinfect the place where my grubby hand had touched his leather jacket. Liverpool, Queen Kelleher. I love playing football, I am the Irish Bonarfa. Well, I played against Caoimhín Kelleher at Irish underage schoolboy level. He was a striker at the time, playing for some team in Cork. And yeah, we were spanked 8-2, with Kelleher slamming in 4 goals in a 30-minute cameo. I had no idea he would go on to play for Liverpool, but to me, he looked amazing. World class even, and at the end of the match, I shook his hand, told him he was the next Robbie Keane, and swapped him for his shirt. Yeah, 2 pasty Irish schoolboys swapping shirts. Somewhere out there, Kevin Spacey's pulse just quickened. Man City Scott Carson. I mean, I didn't actually get to meet Scott Carson in person, but I did see him coming out of a football ground for Man City. I mean, the rest of the squad were all posing for photos with the fans, but clearly the new generation of football supporters assumed Carson was just part of the backroom staff. You know, someone who just carries out the buckets of ham sandwiches, or you know, the personal club maintenance man, constantly on guard to wipe any accidental sick or poo off the team bus seats. So nobody asked him for a selfie, and clearly he was enraged by this, because the man then pushed over the railings, grabbed somebody's Nokia 3510i, and threw it off the concrete floor. You know, going all Conor McGregor. Man United Juan Mata. Never stop Juan Mata and ask him for a photo. This guy is supposed to be football's Mr. Nice, right? I'm not having it. 8 years ago, I bumped into this guy while crossing the street in London. Again, he was with his wife, dressed in some weird leather overcoat. Honestly, it was about 4 sizes too big for him. I made him look every inch a hobbit on his way home from the Shire. But I said to him,
Hey, Juan, any chance of a photograph?
what do I get in return? A milkshake chucked in my face. Newcastle Sean Longstaff. I once saw Sean Longstaff down the local gardening centre. I mean, I was buying a flower pot for my nan while he was screaming in the face of an old woman behind the till. I'm not sure why he was shouting at old Doris. Something about her losing his pet goldfish, and she was trying to explain that this wasn't a pet store and that she would have to call security, and him saying, "Don't you know who I am?" and everyone else saying, "No, not really." Then, I don't know what went on. I mean, I think he said that her husband looked a bit like if Graham Norton had fallen down a flight of stairs onto his face. I don't know, it was all very strange. I mean, as he left Dobby's, he then kicked a wheelbarrow in anger. It was all just very weird. Yeah, Sean Longstaff, an egocentric diva apparently, the male Mariah Carey, who fails to grasp the difference between a gardening centre and a pet shop. Norwich Teemo Pookie headbutted me in the queue to go see Peter Rabbit 2 and broke my nose in 6 places, and every time I get a cold, I then have to breathe on my ears. Thanks, Teemo! Southampton Kyle Walker-Peters. I saw this guy about 5 years ago. He'd just broken into the Tottenham team, and yeah, I saw him coming out of a cinema in Greenwich. I said hello, he said hello back. It was nice and pleasant, and then a pigeon came along and took a dump in his shoes. Tottenham Hugo Lloris. Oh, Hugo Lloris. I don't know. I'm almost mentally checked out of this video already. I mean, you all get the point. April Fool's Day is full of nonsensical lies. What did Lloris do then? Okay, let's just pretend that he turned up to my house and proceeded to shove 3-week-old kitty litter through the letterbox, right? Let's pretend he did that. Watford Ben Foster. I played against Ben Foster in the #United 24-hour match. I mean, that is 100% true. I did. And I tried to score past him whilst I was doing my Ben Foster Football Origins video. It was all very weird. And anyway, he kept saving my shots with his feet. I mean, obviously, he's a Premier League goalkeeper, and he was wearing a Gucci headband gifted to him by Alex. But, I mean, that's too obvious a true story for all of you to guess. So let me just punctuate that then by pretending that Foster shoved my face in a toilet bowl at half time. Oh, what a guy. West Ham Mark Noble. He briefly went out with my cousin, and during my childhood, he'd often stay with us in our caravan during the summer. And yeah, we'd play FIFA together. He'd feed me stolen packets of wine gums, and he would tickle me behind the ear. What a great guy. Wolves Connor Cody. He ate my sister's face with a knife and fork. Anyway, that's what I know. What do you think? Alright, let me know in the comments section below what is the true story. And let me know in the comments. I'll pick a random winner and yeah, I'll talk about you on Monday. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, whatever this video was, what was it? It was just a bunch of lies. That's April Fool's Day, I guess. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe. As always, I'll talk to you in a while.